Today, I want to teach you a 15-minute system that's going to change your trajectory for your growth. This is something that I and my teams have taught over 60,000 high-end professionals. It's brought in billions of dollars of revenue, and it's easy to implement. But before you learn the system, let's make sure we're all on the same page. This is for people with 1 foot in delivery or execution and 1 foot in origination or business development. Now, this is all people that are in professional services, consultants, lawyers, accountants, everybody in professional services, but also people that are in large service or outsourcing kind of contracts like insurance professionals, business process outsourcers, anybody that not only has to retain what they've got and deliver on it, but retain and grow it and probably find new clients too. So if that sounds like you, here's the big problem. Every vector or force in your world is going to push you to do more delivery and execution work and less relationship development or business development work. But your entire career is hitched to being successful at relationship development. And this solution that I'm going to share with you today is the only path out. So here's the trap to avoid. And that's thinking I'm either doing delivery, execution, or business development or relationship development. As soon as you're thinking I'm doing either or, it can lead to extended periods of time where you're either doing one or the other. Now, this is like trying to stay in shape if you work out a lot for a month and you don't do anything for 3 months and then pick it back up again. You just can't get anywhere and it doesn't feel good when you're not consistent. So what I want you to do is think delivery and business development. How can I do a little bit of both all the time? And it's that consistency, that momentum that's going to create strong relationships and take your career to the next level. So with that, here's the 15-minute-a-week system that's going to keep you consistent. We call this the most important things process, MIT for short. So when you apply the MIT process consistently over time, you're going to see momentum right away, just in weeks. But the real magic is when it's done consistently over time. In one case, we had somebody that actually came up to us in a training class and said, I'm going to be in the back of the room. I may not talk a lot because I really didn't become insert their profession to sell. I don't want to do this relationship development stuff. I'm not even sure I'm going to stay here. Well, she absolutely loved the program. And by doing this process every single week, consistently over a few years, not only did she become one of the highest performing rainmakers in her firm, but she made equity partner in record time and became a practice leader for one of the largest practices in her firm. So here's what you need to succeed in 3 simple steps. Step 1, write down all of your opportunities. Now, think of opportunities quite broadly. It's anything where other human beings need to say yes so that you can do it. Now, of course, most of your opportunities are going to be the business that you want to win at the clients that you want to work with. For each of these, write down a next step. It's always your move, and it's always a chance to be helpful. So think of what's the next step I can be helpful that will guide them to the yes that I need. But also think of opportunities as more broad than that. Maybe there's a speech you want to give at a conference. Maybe there's an article that you'd like placed in a certain periodical. Anywhere where other people need to approve something, write those down as opportunities and write down a next step you can take to help move it forward. Now, while opportunities are really important, and that's one list you're going to keep, there's a second list that almost everybody misses, and it is your most important relationships. One phrase we love saying is a great opportunity might make your year, but a great relationship can make your entire career. So you also want a second list of relationships. We call this a protomoi list. Protomoi is a Greek word. It means first among equals or first in order. And these are your first among equal relationships. For most professionals, 10 or 15, maybe 20 people is plenty. It's certainly not 100 or 200 relationships. It's just too much to be focused on. So think through who are the most important relationships that you want to invest in over the next several years. Think long-term, 3 to 5 years out, write those names down, and what's a next step you can take proactively to deepen that relationship and be helpful. It's always your move, and it's always a chance to be helpful. So you've got your 2 lists. Now it's time for action. This is step 3. You're just going to pick the 3 actions to take in the next week that are your most important things, your MITs, that you're going to accomplish. You're just going to skim the next steps in your opportunity list, in your Protemi list, and you pick 3. Here's how you pick them. Your criteria spells B-I-G. B stands for biggest impact. Which 3 moves are going to make the biggest impact right now? I stands for in your control. I want you to write your actions down so they are 100% in your control. You'd want to say, ask for lunch with Suzanne, not have lunch with Suzanne. What that does is it lets you get 3 out of 3 every single week, and you won't hesitate because you're not worried about the outcome. You're just acting. G stands for growth oriented. All your actions, all your MITs have to be about something that hasn't been said yes to yet, or it's a relationship deepening move. It's something that's growth oriented. When you choose 3 things a week that have the biggest impact, they're in your control, and they're growth oriented, you will create unstoppable momentum. Now let's talk about some implementation tips. You want to do this activity on the same day and the same time every week. The reason is, after you do this about 3 weeks, you're going to find that your unconscious, your subconscious starts actually figuring out the 3 MITs before the process even starts, and it makes it even faster. Secondly, make sure you never miss a week. If you happen to miss 1 week, don't miss 2. You want to get in a rhythm of doing this. Now remember, you're only choosing the MITs, and the third tip is when you choose them, you're going to schedule the time in the following week that you're actually going to do them. This is just the choosing of the MITs each week, and then depending on how long it takes, you figure out when you're going to do them in the following week. The last implementation tip I want to share is celebrate your incremental progress. One of my favorite researchers is Teresa Amabile. She's out of Harvard, and she's coined a term called the progress principle. And what she finds is the people that celebrate incremental progress, that they did the work they needed to do that day or that week, are not only more productive than other people, they're happier as well. And because relationship development activities may take a long time to pay off, they can feel random at times, things like that, you want to celebrate that you did the work you could do this week that puts you in a better position to win in the long term. If you're this far in the video, you're one of those people that we work with all the time. You've got 1 foot in delivery. You've got 1 foot in retention and growth. And what can be so easy to fall into a trap is just over-indexing to delivery and only worrying about business development or relationship development from time to time. It just doesn't work. 3 MITs a week doesn't sound like much, but it's 150 over a year, 1,500 high-value activities over a decade. It's that consistency that will create unstoppable momentum in your growth and let you win the work you want at the clients you want. As you can probably tell, we love talking about business development and being helpful. So if we can help you in any way, click that link down below or click the QR code here on the screen. We'll set up a call and we'll help you take your business to the next level. If anything resonated here, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you in the next video.